Hey up, how you doing? Are you alright? The world has gone completely bonkers. Now, we know things are a bit crazy at the minute, but this in my hand, I can't get my head around. So we've got a Northern Monk Aunt Bessie's roast dinner brown ale. Wife came home with these the other day in a pack. Now, I know these aren't new. I've had a quick look on the internet and I know there's a few videos on there. I've not watched any of the videos because I can't quite get my head around this. How do you make a brown ale taste like a roast dinner? I thought I'd jump on and just do this quickly. I'm on my way in a minute over to mother-in-law's, across the road, up the road, for a lovely Sunday lunch. So I thought I'd just have a quick snifter before we get there. And this is just absolutely intriguing me. I don't understand it. 4 in the series. So we've got a Northern Monk Aunt Bessie's roast dinner brown ale coming in at 4.5%. We've got an apple crumble and custard pale at 4.5%. A jam roly-poly and custard pale at 4.5%. And a sticky toffee pudding custard porter at 4.5%. Now, like I said, these have been out a bit. People have done reviews. I've not watched any of the reviews. I need to keep this. I just don't want to be biased because I do not understand this. The puddings, like I say, I think maybe I could sort of get my head around. But unless you do what the old Brew Bros did with their Christmas pudding and chucked a load of Christmas pudding in it, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know. I can't figure it. How I get all them elements and what you would use to get into one of these. I just don't understand it. The gravy, maybe brown ale gravy, is that the play on it? But it's a big ask, innit? A roast dinner. Roast dinner. There you go. That has got a big off-white, brownie coloured, tanned, creamy, fluffy head, and that looks like a brown ale with some carbonation piling up that glass. It doesn't look super clean, sorry. Don't care. Smells like a brown ale. It does smell like a brown ale. I just can't figure it. I cannot figure it. I have no idea how they're going to do this. How are they going to do it? So there's some bitterness in that. Lots of malts going on. There's probably a lot of crystal malt, crystal malt maybe. It's got that caramelly, tastes like a brown ale. Hang on. I don't know what the idea of this was, but I cannot taste any potato or peas or any sort of meat. No carrots. No Yorkshire pudding. Do you think this maybe, the idea of this was just to go with a Sunday lunch? And I have completely got it wrapped around my neck. Absolutely. I don't know. I knew this was a big ask and I knew I didn't understand it. Northern Monk. There's no better than a roast dinner at home. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There isn't. Or there is. Like a roast dinner at your mother-in-law's, so you'd have to do the washing up. That tastes like a lovely, beautiful, fantastic, very tasty, amazing mouthfeel brown ale. I mean, it's lovely. It's a style I love. And they've nailed it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is not a roast dinner. But that might be my bad. It might be my bad, because maybe that's what they meant. This goes well with a roast dinner. And maybe the jam roly-poly one goes well with jam roly-poly. Maybe that's the whole idea of it. What do you reckon? It's a lovely brown ale with some caramel notes and some lovely bitterness and maltiness, a lovely mouthfeel, bit of carbonation going up the glass. It looks the part, it smells the part, it tastes the part. And that will go lovely with a roast dinner. On to the next one. Right, it's pudding time. Apple crumble and custard pale ale at 4.5%. I'm doing this one next because it's a natural progression. Have your pudding after your roast dinner, and out of the three, this is definitely my favourite. I love apple crumble. I love all crumbles, more top than bottom. Prefer more top than bottom. I love it. But is this gonna do what it says on the tin, or is it just gonna keep me guessing again? I don't know anymore. I don't know anything about anything. The world's gone mad. Steady, Rick, steady. That looks a very delicious, inviting, beautiful beer. It's a lovely hazy, it's a beautiful colour with a lovely fluffy white top to it. And on the nose, ladies and gentlemen, I just had a sniff. It's just wafted across my nose. This is probably going to make a terrible video. I apologise now. I don't usually do beer reviews, but it just had to be done because I don't get it. That smells like apples and custard. It smells like a sweet custard. It can't be right. It has got a little bit of a whiff of those. Can't remember what the sweets was called. Those appley sweets. Apple and custard sweets. There was like green one side. They were circular, weren't they? There was green one side and there was like yellow the other side. And they were supposed to be apple and custard, weren't they? It has got a bit of a hint of sweeties. I've got to be honest. Let's get in. Let's get in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've turned a corner. That tastes like apples. You can taste the apple, and it's a bit tart, but you've got that massive sweetness of what's supposed to be the custard. And it does taste. It tastes of apples and custard. I can't taste any malt. I can't taste any hops. It's got a lovely, quite deliciously extravagant mouthfeel, to be fair. Maybe that's just the custardy. Yeah. But for me, it doesn't taste supernatural. It tastes like apples. It's a bit tart, but then it's got this sweetness, like I said, of the custard. You can taste the apples and you can taste the custard. But it does remind me, absolutely, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, of me being a young nipper and having them round sweets that was half green and half yellow, and they was apple. I'm guessing there's been some sort of food tasty flavouring. I mean, I guess you couldn't do it any other way, really, could you? Unless you was doing a cider. So apples are predominantly known with cider. I don't think I've ever. I mean, it's a bit of fun, I know. I know it's a bit of fun. Don't get too critical. It's quite enjoyable. They're against it, aren't they? Because it's going to take a bit of sorting. I guess you've got to have a bit of help for some food flavouring, haven't you? And I've used food flavouring, Uncle Roy's. But that's a natural, it tastes... This definitely tastes like a sweet to me. Tastes like a sweet. So it's not... It doesn't taste like a beer at all. It doesn't resemble a beer, that doesn't. Not for me. But it's a bit of fun, innit? It's a bit of fun. I love the artwork on the cans as well. And it's bringing people in. It's brought people in, I think. It's bringing people in. It's bringing people in. Because I'm still... brought. My wife, bless her, always thinks about me when she does the shopping. And if she sees something a bit different, she gets it and says, oh, can you make a video out of that? She's always thinking about, you know, trying to find something for them to do a video on, which is fantastic. And this definitely absolutely caught her eye. It's not a pale ale. Well, it is a pale ale. It looks like a pale ale, doesn't it? But it's definitely... And it tastes of apple and custard. It does. It does. Right. I'm now heading off for a real Sunday lunch. And I'll be back at some point with it. I'm quite interested in the porter. Which one was that? Sticky toffee pudding and custard porter. I'm quite interested in that. Because I feel out of all of them, that's what could really work. A darker beer with some sweetness in it is probably, for me, going to be the thing that probably is going to have more chance of working than anything else. But we're going to chuck them all, 5 minutes, 10 minutes each one. We'll chuck them all in one video, shall we? So I'm off for something to eat. I will be back. It will be another night for me, but for you, it will be but a second. Cheers. So we're back with another, and the madness absolutely continues. There you go. The madness just continues. Northern Monk Aunt Bessie's jam roll, roly-poly and custard at 4.5%. I have no idea what this is going to taste like either. I'm not going to Scooby-Doo. Oh, man. The beer, ladies and gentlemen, in the glass. Hazy with a lovely white fluffy top to it. Very nice. Okay. Straight away, on the odd nose, it's got a very familiar smell. It smells like the custard part of that apple crumble. And custard. Same. It's the same. Whatever you used, it's the same in it, innit? Ooh. Oh, okay. So it has got that creaminess of that custard flavouring or whatever they used in the last one. But it's jammy. It is jammy. Okay. That's a swear. I wasn't holding much out. After having the last one, I thought this was going to be really chemically again. Artificial. Well, it is a bit, and it is a bit artificial. We've talked about this, haven't we? The smell is just like the one before, but the taste, it's got this, and it's not a sweet jam. I'm finding this a little bit crazy and hard to do, I've got to be honest, but I've started it. I'm going to edit it up, and if it makes it to the cut when I watch it through, I will bring it to you. If it just looks like a load of ridiculous rambling, but to be fair, a lot of my videos look like a bit of ridiculous rambling, don't they? I will bring it to you. But this is completely irrelevant, isn't it? Because you're not going to know. If I leave this and bin it afterwards, you're just not going to know, are you? You're just not going to know. It's nice and chilled. Custardy. I feel like my lips are a bit sticky. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm so out my comfort zone. It's unbelievable. This is a bit. Tastes more like a beer. Everything isn't chucking it. It's not right in your face, sweetie. You know, like the last one I was talking about sweets. It's not so much like that. Everything's just a bit more subtle. It's letting the malts come through a bit more. It's not absolutely overpowering them and just not. The smell. I mean, the smell does smell like it's the last one. A bit artificial. But the taste, it's not so much in the taste. And I think it's that custard part of it, the jam part. It's not tart. That would be incorrect to say. I'm just trying to find things to say because I just don't know what I'm doing here. I did not completely prepare myself for this roller coaster of craziness. Even though it gives you full warning on the front of the cans. When Aunt Bessie starts getting into collaboration with beer, that's going to mess with your head a bit, innit? And this has messed with my head. But this is... So the first one really tasted like a beer. Didn't taste like anything else. Lovely beer. The second one tasted quite artificial. A lot of maybe... not chemically, but you know, artificial sweet flavours, like tasted like a sweet, like I said. This one smells. When I got this to my nose, I thought this was going to be the same, but so it does smell of some custard on there, but it tastes of jam with some malty bits and a little bit of that custard on the back end. Tart. Is tart the right word? Jam. See, all the jam I've had, sweet. This tastes a little bit dry. That's probably what I'm tasting, a bit dry. Anyway, I'm going to wander on from this because you lot are going to be going, Rick, what are you doing? I mean, I don't know. I'm just doing something a bit different. It works or it doesn't. We will see. We've got one more to bring to you. And this is the one I was hoping with the bits in it would maybe work a bit more and has more of a chance of me not mushing my brain up, and that is the sticky toffee pudding and custard porter, which I guess I guess it's got, because it's going to use the custard thing, whatever this custard thing is, in them all, aren't they? And I think that's just going to be the same, isn't it? Anyway, I'll see you back in a minute. I'm back with the sticky toffee pudding and custard. Sticky toffee pudding and custard porter at 4.5%. Let's go. Right, that's it. Last one. Last one. Oh. Now I did say this one's probably the one that's got the most hope for me. The porter in the glass. Lovely colour, lovely tanned. These have all had really good heads on them, haven't they? Yeah, decent. Right, so I can smell. I can smell some toffee. I can smell some toffee. That's what I can smell. And some sweetness. Toffee sweetness. I love salted caramel. It's one of my favourite things in the world. Yeah, that smells thick and sweet and luxurious and very beautiful. Come on, let's get in. I've took enough of your time up, Anna. Okay, that's interesting, because that is not as sweet as it smells. Not at all. Smells really sweet. Smells really... But no, it's not. That has got a lighter mouthfeel than what I was expecting. You can taste some of those dark malts, but it's not roasty. You can taste some... I can't taste any custard. You know that custard I've been ranting on about all video nearly? I can't taste any of that, whatever it was in the other two beers, that custardy, which I was so convinced that that's what I was going to get from this. I can't taste any of that. I'm quite thankful, to be fair. I'm quite thankful. Right, you got to remember, guys, I am not a great beer reviewer of commercial beers. I like brewing my own beers, if you follow the channel. I do a few now and again, don't I? I like brewing it, I like showing you that and tasting it and that. I'm not... There's lots of amazingly incredible commercial beer tasters out there that puts out mega regular content. It's not me. So you're going to have to cut me a bit of slack here. But I'm doing my best. I say this has been such a roller coaster. I've already booked a trim assessment. Okay. I'll just waffle on. Okay. But I better explain that. A trim assessment is a trauma assessment you get at work, that I get at work when you've been to a particularly traumatic job. And I feel like this has been a massively traumatic beer review. I'm doing that. I do that when I get excited and when I get a bit nervous. I need to stand still. I had this right at the start when I first started my YouTube video. I was walking back and forth. I tried to keep it in check a bit now, but so yes, on the nose, as I said, smells really sweet. Sweet with toffee. But when you get on the mouthfeel, it's a lighter mouthfeel. It's not that sweet. Bit of chocolate, a bit of toffee, none of that funny custard. Can't detect it. It's like just a nice little steady porter with a nice little toffee, proper toffee notes coming out in it. That's yeah. Okay, this is the one I had high hopes for, and to be fair, that has not let me down. That's nice. I like that. So, in conclusion, before I let you go, in conclusion, that first beer, I didn't understand that. The brown ale, it was a beautiful brown ale. The two in between, sweet and a little bit, the second one was a little bit artificial. And they both had that custardy taste, whatever it was that they put in there. This one that I had high hopes for tastes like a lovely porter with a hint of lovely toffiness in it. That doesn't taste exactly like it smells. The toffee on the nose, like I say, is really sweet, and you'd think, oh, that's going to be. But it's not. Really sweet on the nose. Yeah, and sort of portery, the rest of it, with a little bit of toffee. I like it. I like it. I hope you've enjoyed this, everyone. Thanks for sticking around if you're here at the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I'll let you go. Cheers!